All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Gall's Deep podcast. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about Turning Point USA and the potential allegedly fraud that may be occurring with the organization. So we're going to watch a little bit of a video of Wolves in Finance. So if you haven't already gone to his channel and checked him out, make sure to do so and like and subscribe to his stuff because he does really good work. And we kind of have our opinions about a little bit of this, and so we want to get it out there. So let's get it started. Over here to Wolves in Finance. All right, let me play this for you, Hillary.
What people are now realizing from Turning Point's financial information is that they are involved in a whole lot more. Let us look again at the four nonprofit companies. We have Turning Point USA, Turning Point Action, Turning Point Endowment, and America's Turning Point. Three of these companies are 501c3 organizations. Turning Point Action is a 501c4. The difference is that a 501c3 is not allowed to participate in political activity. A 501c4 can participate in no more than 50% political activity. And then there is also Turning Point PAC, which is 100% political activity. Now, I have seen arguments from people claiming that this is normal. They say it is normal for nonprofits to have multiple different companies. Not like this, it's not.
All right, so they got multiple companies.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are 501c3s. I think one was a 501c4. And we do know that 501c3s are supposed to be non-political. So what he's going to get at later in this video is of Erika Kirk at AmFest. And I think I have that here. So I'm going to play this one real quick, then we'll get some thoughts.
Here's the problem. Turning Point USA is a 501c3. They are supposed to be non-political. But then we see Erika Kirk endorsing J.D. Vance for president.
We're going to ensure that President Trump has Congress for all 4 years. We are going to get my husband's friend, J.D. Vance, elected for 48 in the most resounding way possible.
This is at AmericaFest, Turning Point USA's largest event, with the CEO in a flashy pantsuit giving a speech endorsing a political candidate.
So, again, he said, again, this is in his opinion and our opinion as well, this was at AmFest, which was a Turning Point USA event. This isn't Erika Kirk as an individual who is promoting or endorsing, but it's coming at this event, and that to me sounds like that's a Turning Point USA admission of or an endorsing of the candidate, which I hope he does win in 28. I'm gonna throw that out there. Y'all probably know where we stand, but I think Turning Point's in a lot of hot water nowadays. What do you think?
So I don't know if they're necessarily going to be in hot water over this. I think that Turning Point USA and all of their organizations are under a lot of scrutiny right now, and I think for good reason. Even Charlie Kirk had concerns about the financial operations of his organization prior to his assassination. When he sent out a memo or had a memo sent requesting a Doge-style effort of the organization. So, we have to infer from that memo that Charlie, that was sent on his behalf or that he sent personally, is that he was very concerned that there were some, maybe not necessarily fraudulent activities, but possibly some financial management that wasn't consistent with the values, beliefs, and mission of the organization, and he wanted to know where the money was coming from and where the money was going. Turning Point USA and all of their organizations have exploded in influence, reputation, profitability over the last, 6 years. So with that, as a single founder, there's no way that Charlie could have known where every single dollar from every single donor was coming from, where every single dollar received was going, who was getting paid what and when, what subcontractors were working with the organization, and who all was involved with the organization. So this has led to a lot of scrutiny since Charlie's death. So, and with good reason, he had concerns. I think it's reasonable that there should be some concerns about where the money's coming from and where the money's going, especially considering that this is an organization who at least purports that one of their primary goals is to do grassroots outreach with young people in high schools and college campuses to help them to understand the benefits of conservatism in society and to either, encourage them to be strong in their conservative beliefs and live their lives in a way that's consistent with conservative values, or to dispel myths about conservatism, or to demonstrate what it's like to engage in debate in a calm and rational and effective manner, so that people will continue to debate their ideas and not be so polarized, and to understand that minds can change and people can change over time, and that conservatism can really benefit society when applied properly. applied properly. So that being said, so big picture things, completely reasonable that there should be inquiries into Turning Point's finances. Okay, so that's what has prompted a lot of this digging into, especially by Wolves in Finance. I think that he does a great job of explaining these different nuances of things like tax code and different nonprofit designations and things like this. His background is in accounting.
And their
So
filings and tax
so
filings and entities,
he is, I would say that he is an expert in this field, so quite reasonable. And as a person who is an expert in the field of accounting, accountants have a fiduciary duty to their clients and to represent their clients as agents, and to comply with state, local, and federal laws with regard to taxes. So completely reasonable that he can see some areas where Turning Point may not be operating on the up and up. Now, you have to consider, is this intentional, or are these oversights? Are these areas where the organization has grown so quickly, they have so many people working for them, so many people managing money and moving money around, and money is fungible. Just because it's being taken in one place doesn't mean it can't be transferred to one of the other organizations. He does a really nice video about that if you want to go check out his channel, talking about how funds are transferred between different Turning Point entities. Now, in this instance that we're specifically talking about, I see that there's a little bit of a gray area here, because if Erika Kirk is coming out and saying Turning Point USA endorses JD Vance for president in 2028, I think that is a very overt assertion of Turning Point USA has a stance, and we are putting our efforts behind a candidate, and we are supporting a candidate. I think that's very different from rallying the troops and trying to rally the base of, hey, fellow conservatives in the audience to whom I am speaking, with whom I am very aligned because you paid money to come to this event, rah, 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 we're going to band together, we're going to stay strong in our conservatism, and we're going to get my late husband's friend elected. I think there's just a little bit, is this campaigning, or is this cheerleading? If it is overt campaigning behavior, then yes, I think that then it would be considered a violation. If this is, in my opinion, this is, and I'm not an accountant, I'm not a legal expert, I'm an observer, and I'm interpreting these events as I see them. So in this instance, I think that more than likely, I would say this is, you'd have to put
towards.
I'm leaning towards, I don't think that this is a violation of federal tax law that she said, let's get JD Vance elected. Okay. Another thing is also, with the current administration that's in office, it's quite unlikely that any kind of IRS investigation or audits or federal charges
No.
would be levied against Turning Point USA, considering that Erika Kirk is a strong supporter of Donald Trump and his administration, and she is a strong supporter personally of JD Vance. And so, you know, I'm going to say this was cheerleading. I'm not going to say that this was a violation of the regulations governing 501c3 organizations.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hot take from Hillary, and a little bit of opposite, maybe of what Wolves in Finance was saying. But either way, check him out. Check us out, and tell us what you think. Let us know how you lean one way or the other in your opinion on the matter. Because last thing anybody wants is some cease and desist letters from Turning Point. So, anyways, let us know what you guys think, and we'll check you out on the next one.